What I'm going to say is a little bit controversial. Most people get over emotions, but the situation never improves. They only change their perspective. They never change the situation that they are in. Let me give you an example. If someone tells you that you are a loser and you accept it and you feel bad because they got very, very good arguments and that they are someone who's really close to you, and you know they are saying the truth. Compared to them, you are a loser. And compared to a lot of people, you are a loser. And if it hurts, most people cannot keep that emotion until they change the situation. They cannot use that as fuel, use that as a motivating emotion. They can do it for a few days, for a few weeks, but they cannot hold that feeling vivid, even though the details of the problem haven't changed. The circumstance, the situation they are in hasn't improved. They are still that same loser, but they've changed the perspective. They give themselves arguments why the other person is not right. They give themselves arguments to actually feel better. They just coddle themselves. They just put themselves into a better position that they are in. But you see, the world hasn't changed, only their perspective has changed. And you have to understand that, sure, those bad emotions are not good, but if you feel them because of a situation, you might as well change that situation to make sure that it doesn't happen again, that it doesn't affect you again. It is not just because you have been comparing yourself to that person. It is also because that person has hit a nerve, has hit something that you are sensitive about. If all of the things that you've been telling yourself about freedom, about really, I enjoy my free time more than I enjoy money, all these kinds of things, if they were really, really true, then that thing that they said would have never gotten to you. But you have to understand that it got because you also value those things. So you've learned something about yourself. That's what happens when you get angry, when you get pissed, when you get into an argument with someone about something, about some situation that you find yourself in, some predicament, some bad stuff. You have to change that thing so it doesn't happen again. You have two choices. You can either never give course to other people to talk about that subject, and of course, it's not gonna affect you anymore. It's not gonna, because people cannot sustain a subject if you cannot push back on it, especially if you don't really live with them and have a lot of things that you share. But if you don't push back, people will not get deeper and deeper onto that. But if you push back, you will still get that same feeling. But you have to test it every single time. Instead of changing perspective, you should actually seek that subject out and actually say the bad part out loud. Tell people, yes, I am a loser. Yes, I don't have money. Yes, I don't know how to make more money. And, well, I do, but I don't accept those ways. And I am lazy. I am procrastinating. I am doing meaningless activities thinking that that's going to be productive and make me more money. You see, all of these things are true. I'm a loser. I don't really have enough money compared to other people. And it is sad. It is really hurting me inside to admit those things. And it does give me a lot to think about. But if I get over it, I'm not keeping myself unhappy. I'm just keeping myself faced with this situation because it was pointed out to me, it hurt me. I was thinking it's not going to hurt me, and it did. And I wanted to keep that vivid. Here we are, 3 weeks later, and I'm still thinking about it, and I'm still holding that emotion right in front of me, that combative emotion right in front of me, that mirror that I got. And it exposed some of my bullshit, which is amazing. And that's the point. Don't change your perspective to make yourself feel better when you really want to make that change. If you don't want to make that change and you got triggered and you got bad emotions just because you got riled up, then of course, don't change anything. Change your perspective and be okay with your emotions. Be okay with your situation. But if you want to change your circumstance, if you actually want to change your circumstance, the best way is to keep that emotion and live with it, because it is proof that you need to change every single day, and it is something that drives you forward, and you don't have to feel any more procrastination, any more resistance, because now you have this small little evil feeling inside of you trying to prove the other person wrong. And yeah, that really, really can speed things up. It is like getting a turbocharger on your engine. It is fun. And it's really, really not a big deal. I've done this in the past. I've made bets. I've gotten into arguments, and I proved other people wrong. But by the end of it, it was too late because the person has even forgot about it. But you see, because it was a year or 2 years later, and they forgot about not the bet, but they forgot about the argument. The ones with the bet, they didn't forget because it was a bet. So, yeah. But I did hold arguments with other people, and for years, I kept them in my mind. For years, until I proved them wrong. And it didn't matter. I didn't even put it in front of them anymore because it didn't matter. I didn't message them. I didn't, because the results were way better than proving them wrong. That's the point. When you are actually debating and betting on yourself to do great stuff, that's worth it. It's not worth it when it's ego based. Sure, this is an ego thing as well, a pride thing. But at the same time, the results are usually better than the bet and proving other people wrong. So you have to understand that usually it takes far too long to even matter for them, but it matters for you. So engage with that emotion. If you really want to change your situation, keep that emotion alive. Keep that feeling, keep that perspective that they gave you alive, and feel those emotions as much as possible so that they drive you more and more and more.